Golden State Warriors, Bobby. What is the organization thinking this morning, hours after the draft and hours away from probably knowing some of the severity of Klay Thompson's latest injury?
Yeah, I mean, I'm shifting towards the trade market. You go from the draft last night, and now I'm looking at what does that $17 million trade exception get you, to kind of give you an insurance policy with the news of Klay. And you also wanted to try to use that to build out your bench here. So you're looking down rosters and seeing what makes sense. That exception expires on, I believe, on Monday, on the 23rd here. So, yeah, it's a shame. I had them as my loser of the night, and it wasn't because of the James Wiseman pick. It was because of they basically set the tone with with the injury to Klay Thompson, and we wait and see. But yeah, you'll have that exception to try to figure out if you can go out and acquire a player and trade. But from a free agent standpoint, you're looking at guys who earn the minimum salary. You've got the $5.7 million taxman level. The shooting guard position is not a good class for free agents out there. So yeah, you went from potentially a top 14 in the Western Conference to now probably a team just fighting to get into the playoffs if he has a long-term injury here.
How does the James Wiseman pick at number 2 impact the roster now for the Golden State Warriors?
Well, I mean, it gives him a starting center right off the bat, and I think you could put Wiseman out there, when you get going in training camp and play, 20, 25 minutes. I like what they did. I think they did not panic, and all of a sudden you get news that Klay's hurt, and then all of a sudden as I said last night, getting cute with your board and you're moving guys around that you didn't have, or you're moving back, and now you got to get shooting and stuff. They didn't. They said, hey, James is the best player at number 2. We're going to pick it. We're going to deal with the Klay injury tomorrow, and we go from there. So I always said, though, Keyshawn, that the one thing you want to do, and there was a lot of talk about, do they trade the pick and they move back? I said, well, you draft these guys, and you polish them all up nice, and then let's see where they are in February or March when the trade deadline comes around, and maybe there's, when you have that and you have that Minnesota pick, maybe there's an all-star out there that you can try to go get. It's a little bit premature, so I like the Wiseman pick. I think it will certainly help, but like most of these kids, there's still going to be a big-time learning curve here.
Bobby Marks, ESPN NBA front office insider, joining us here on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin this morning. Who won the draft, Bobby, last night? Who got the best?
Philadelphia, yeah. Sorry, Philadelphia. I think they won the draft because once again they showed us that any contract is movable. With the Horford trade that started the night with getting Danny Green and Terrence Ferguson. I liked what they did at 21 with Tyrese Maxey, and then they went out and got Seth Curry, and for they sent Josh Richardson to Dallas and got Seth Curry and Daryl Morey in his first night, saved a boatload of money, balanced out that roster. We'll see where Simmons is from a health standpoint, but I really like what Philadelphia did. I like what Brooklyn did. I like what the Clippers did, where they kind of sacrificed draft picks, but they want for win-now players. Brooklyn with Landry Shamet and with the Clippers with Luke Kennard there. So, now we enter free agency, and we'll see how that plays out.
Hey, Bobby, Bart Scott, I love talking to you because you're like a beautiful mind and you play chess, not checkers. I still want to go back to Golden State because last year when they traded D'Angelo Russell for Wiggins, I believe that pick was made so that they can eventually move Wiggins. And that's why, it was a lot of reports saying that maybe they were going to move the pick and maybe end Wiggins. And now they have a wrench in that, of course, with Klay. But, the deal that fell through with Bogdanovich, do we see maybe potentially him being someone that can go and the Golden State Warriors can capitalize on bringing him in and having like a mini big three all over again?
I think it's going to be a challenge with Bogdanovich just because of, you saw what Milwaukee just went through with when you acquire a player in a signing trade and he's a restricted free agent, it hard caps you. And when you have the contracts of Thompson, Curry, Green, already, And if you want to go to sign and trade route, it really limits you. And I don't even think it would even work because where the Warriors' salaries are, I think they're $15 or $16 million even over the luxury tax. So that would be in a challenge. You basically have to move the Wiggins money, elsewhere and some other pieces here, which is going to be tough to do. But yeah, this is not I call it a singles and doubles free agent class. I mean, it's not it's probably heavy at the center position, something they do not need. They do have that Minnesota pick, but I don't know if you really in 2021. I don't know if you're there yet that you want to go out and dangle that because it does have a lot of value.
Indeed, it does. So the draft is down. Free agency is next. It's not exactly the summer of Durant or LeBron or even the summer of Gordon Hayward, but it will be interesting to see what it happens when it begins tomorrow. You can catch Bobby on SportsCenter all throughout the day and here on ESPN Radio. Huge 24, 48-hour span here for the NBA. Bobby,